Welcome to Stock Talk. This is Scott, your host. It is Friday, February 7th. Wanted to talk to you a little bit about what went on today in the market. Let's go ahead and just jump right in and take a look. Let me jump over here. You see the Dow Jones was down 277 points today. S&P down 18 and the NASDAQ down 51 points. So Friday, like I kind of mentioned last night, that a lot of times on Friday there's a lot of sellers out there that want to park their money on the sideline during the weekend because you never know what's going to happen. So we saw a little bit of that today, and that's okay. A down day we've already talked about before is a good day to buy, and I did do some buys today, so we're going to take a look at the buy that I purchased today as well. But I did want to talk to you about, not just it's a good day to buy when the day's down, but you're going to have some down days. And so how do you handle that? First of all, you got to think about your down day. Is it your portfolio that's down, or was it because you maybe bought a stock and it went down after you bought it? But let's talk about the portfolio to start with, okay? If your portfolio goes down in a day, which mine was down today, things to think about there is that's a moment in time. That's all that is, one moment in time. And so you can't get hung up on that moment in time. So what I like to do is, if it's not a good day, what I like to do is I'll go look at the week. Was it a good week? Does that get you in the right frame of mind at that point? Because, these down days, especially when they're big, sometimes if you go look at the week, you can stay in that good frame of mind because you don't want to let this market drive you crazy, because it could if you let it. It goes up and down. And I see too many people that get, that rules their day. It makes them have a bad day or a good day. And that's just nonsense. We shouldn't let that market do that to us. So you think about it, it's not a good day, not a good week. Then what do? You look at the month. Is it a good month? And what I like to do is I go back into the time frame, and it's usually not very far, to where I can say, hey, wasn't a good day, wasn't a good week, wasn't a good month, but hey, the quarter's been pretty good. Or the half a year's been pretty good. Or, man, I'm doing good since the first of the year, whatever. You can usually find you a spot in time where you'll be okay and your feelings aren't quite as hurt, okay? So that's one way I do it. Another way, just keep in mind that it's all relative as far as whether you're up or down. It's just whatever period of time you're looking at. It's all relative. So I don't get hung up on that. Another thing I do is I look at the week. What did I pocket that week? Did I pocket any money that day? Did I have a good day? You could have a down day in the market, yet you could still pocket some money. And that's a good day anytime you can pocket money. So I'll give you an example. This week, my portfolio was down a little bit, but I had a really good week as far as pocketing money. So even though the portfolio's gone down, I know that I made some good trades, got in and out, made money, and that's what it's all about. So I look at those two things. I just try to figure out, what is going to make me see the market as it's truly been. And usually if you're in this market long enough and you're trading stocks, you can either look at a time period of the market as far as your portfolio is concerned, and you'll see, hey, I've had a good year, I've had a good month, I've had a good quarter. It's all relative. And then if not, then start thinking about what have you done on your trades. Are you doing good there? Now, if you're not having good trades and you're not having a good year or two, then you may want to look at your strategy. But I don't think that's going to happen to you if you start trading. I just think it's too easy really to make money in this market when it goes up and down. It's just being disciplined to your strategy. Don't get hung up on the moment in time. If you look at your life that way, there was a moment in time that I had things happen to me that I thought was a disaster. But I can look at those times in my life now, and either there was a real good lesson learned, or that thing that I thought was so big in my life that happened at that time was not that big. So that's kind of like the stock market. You have good days, bad days, just like life. So look at those two things: period of time on your portfolio as far as where you're at, and did you pocket money that week, that month, that quarter, that half a year, whatever it takes. Okay, so that's what I like to look at. Let's just take a look at, let's say, the market. Let's look at the market today. You see it was down 277 points today. So you could look at that and it was a bad day. But what I want to show you here, let me see if I can pull it up here. This returns here as soon as it comes up. You know, it was a bad day, but look at the 5-day. That market's up 3% for 5 days. It was a bad day, but look at the month, up 1.82% for the month. Look at the 3-month, 5.13%. Look at the year to date, it's up almost 2%. Look back for the year, for 1 year period, and you're up 15.63% as far as the market's concerned. So if that's your portfolio and you've got things in your portfolio that's tracking with the market, you know, you're going to be somewhere in that area probably. So again, it's all relative. You look at that time period. Let's look at one of our stocks that we've traded a little bit here and there. Especially, I want to pull one up. I want to pull up this Novavax because of the way it's acted this week and today. I want to go ahead and pull that up. Hang on just a second. Let's see here. Novavax, of course, if you'll recall it, had been on a really good run because of all this virus talk and that kind of thing. But this week, it's given some of that back. So if you look at the week, let me pull this 5-day up here. If you look at the week, of course, it was down today 7%, so not a good day with Novavax today. So let's look at it for a 5-day period. Down again. You see here, the chart shows us down for a 5-day period as well. But let's pull up this month chart, 1 month chart. Let me get this one up. The computer's running just a little bit slow, so let me get that one up. But look at the 1 month, okay? You've had a bad day. You've had a bad week. How do we do for the month? Well, the month, you're talking about 439 to about 630, okay? So 439 to 630, that's a pretty good little gain. That's close to 50%, somewhere around there. Pretty good, and you know, but we went way up here. Of course, if you look from here, again, if you're looking at it way up here, it's all relative. But if you're looking down here a month back, you're up really good. So that's just examples. Stocks work the same way, the market works the same way, and those kind of things. And also, if you think about some of the trades that we made with Novavax, we pocketed some money, some pretty good money on that one. We're holding shares now that we're at 712. So we look at that and we think, well, that's not good. Well, yeah, that's not good. We're going to have to hold it a little longer. That's all that means. So that's what you do. You don't let day-to-day things bother you. You don't let month-to-month things bother you. You take this all in perspective as a certain time period. Don't let these little time periods get you in a rut. Don't let them intimidate you either as far as what you're going to do in the market. You know, a lot of folks, they'll sell half their stuff, or they'll decide they're going to sell that at a loss because it keeps going down, or you gotta be a little bit stronger than that and have a little bit more tendency not to get upset when the markets go down. I want to show you one that we did. Now I'm already holding this one, but I did purchase some more today. Cost averaging down on this one, and it's United States Steel. I bought some today in the cash account, and I also bought some in IRA accounts. The reason, that's the first lot I bought in the cash account, so I don't usually trade in that account, but I thought I'd get some while it was so low. U.S. Steel is really beaten up. I mean, it was, let's see, what the 52-week range, it was $24 52 weeks ago. Even higher before that, and it will go further out, and it's $40-something stock a couple of years out. But It's done this before. This is not the first time it's done it. Last time it went down to $7, about $7, and that's where I had bought some last time too. I like this stock. It does pay a little bit of a dividend. I've got some in my IRAs and now in the cash account. So I bought today at 9.13 in the cash account and 9.07 I think in the IRAs. So, but I want to show you like a 5-year chart. You see this chart here? This is not the first time it's been there. You can see there, that's the time it got down. If you look at the way over here, April of 15, back on your left side of that chart, you see it was about this range before. That actually had gotten lower down to about that $7 range, like I was telling you about. When it got up, I actually sold. Let's see, probably around in here. I think I sold $7. I think I sold around 19. Somewhere in here. But you see what it did. It kept going up to 38 there, and then a year or so later it would get up to $43. So, and this is not the first time it's done stuff like that. It's an up and down stock. Look at this. I was telling you a story about when I shorted the stocks before. I don't know if I ever said that in the last video when I was talking about shorts, but I shorted U.S. Steel and I shorted MPC. Well, look at what happened right here. This was the time I shorted. Now, I did not hang on to it that long, but it got, you see how high this stuff got. It was $172 a share. So I did get burned pretty good on that deal, and that's taught me that I never want to short stock again. But you see, because right now we're at $9, and I know that's I can lose $9 more a share. That's it. Okay. But when you short a stock, there is no telling how high a stock can go. I mean, this stock was a $13 stock, okay, right there. And then you look at this, and it goes all the way up to there, 184. So if you had shorted at $13 thinking it was going out of business, you would have been a mess if you'd held on to that short. So that's the reason I don't short. I don't like options either, because there's a time frame involved there, and you can lose all your money. So I don't like to do that. I like to invest, and that's more like investing to me, is when you're buying something and you kind of depend on it to go up like the markets do, but sometimes they don't. But anyway, that's it. U.S. Steels was added to the portfolio, so let's go ahead and add it to our watch list. I'm going to click here, and if you remember, we do add it to our watch list by clicking the little star here. We'll add it to Stock Talk. Let's see, there it goes. All right, so next time we go back to Stock Talk, we should see U.S. Steel. Simple ticker of X. There it is on top of our list now. So here's what we did today. We're not holding all these. We're not holding EXAS. We're not holding Cliff. As you can see, Cliff had a rough day. We look at ACB. I'm glad we got rid of that one the other day. It's back down to 170. Well, I'll definitely be watching that one next week if things settle down a little bit. I'm going to probably get some of that. But we're going to just enjoy our weekend and just have a rest time, and we'll get back online probably, sometime Sunday. Talk about what's going on in the futures and everything. Talk about our plan for Monday. In the meantime, just want to thank everybody for viewing the videos. Appreciate you liking the videos and subscribing. Please subscribe. Click the button. You'll see the little button in the corner. Please subscribe. Share the videos with your friends, and we'll just keep growing the channel and just having a good time. Enjoy your weekend. Don't think about your trades. Don't think about your market. Spend time with your family and have a good weekend. All right. We'll see you probably Sunday night. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.